When I was president back in 2015-2016, when it was, we had an external review of the society which identified, having interviewed members, that one of the weaknesses of the BSH was the annual scientific meeting. And so we developed a 5-year plan, a 5-year strategy to address that area. And one of the key points of the 5-year strategy was to improve the annual scientific meeting. So what we did was to set up a programme committee, and I was asked to be the first chair of that committee. And over the last 2 to 3 years, we've completely changed the scientific programme. So we've introduced several new ideas, such as meet the expert sessions, poster moderation. We've increased the numbers of sessions at the programme, at the meeting, from around 25 to about 45. And we've also tried to make the meeting itself very informal, to appeal to a lot of the younger haematologists. So we've changed the social events, particularly if people will remember the conference dinner at the Brighton meeting, where we had fish and chips on the Brighton pier and went on the Dodgeons. And I'm sure people will remember the social event from this year, where we had the Beatles tribute band, Liverpool and Everton scarves, dances, and a ride on the Ferris wheel, again in a very informal setting. So all these things are designed to try and improve the appeal of the annual meeting. And this has already had an impact in that our attendance at the last 3 standalone meetings has increased from just over 720 in 2015 to 1,030 in 2017 to over 1,300 at this current meeting. So I think people are voting with their feet, and they find this meeting much more popular. If you become a full member, you get a subscription to the journal, and you get notified through monthly bulletins of activities that the society is organising, and a discount from the annual meeting. One of the biggest benefits is the amount of scientific information that's presented, and also information that's relevant to your practice. So we've got a whole spectrum of sessions that cater for practice as well as research. But one of the key benefits is networking with your peers and your colleagues, who you might not see from one year to the next. I think we would build on the present success. We have also introduced a few novel sessions at this meeting, and I've just been to a very successful crucible session in which people pitched ideas as to how haematologists can do the most harm. And it proved a very thought-provoking and entertaining session as well. Not that we do harm much of the time, but it made us just stop and think about that. We also introduced a session on liaison haematology, so this is where haematologists liaise with other specialties. And again, that was very thought-provoking. So it's all about thinking outside the box, although I hate to use a management term. But we are introducing different sessions. Increasingly, nurse specialists will be involved more and more in the practice of haematology, but in areas that have traditionally been done by medically qualified haematologists. So the society has recognised that, and we do want to try and reach out to the nurses in many ways, not just through the annual scientific meeting, but perhaps at a regional level, perhaps through social media and other online mechanisms. But certainly the annual meeting needs to increase its appeal to the nurses, and we have increased the number of nursing grants available to attend the annual meeting, so we'd like to see a greater uptake of those.